Hey guys, how's it going? Um, oh man, I am really tired today. Um, I don't know what my plans are, but I think this is gonna be a short one. I totally forgot to do fucking last night again. It was like I just fell asleep. Um, I kind of, I don't know. I just feel a little off right now. I don't think it's lingering sickness. I think it's like there's this underlying kind of, I don't know. It's like a, hmm, what's the way to describe this? It's like now that the trip is over, it's not that hmm, I think there's a little bit of like sadness that I got sick right at the end, and then I don't know. I've just been kind of hanging out, not doing much. I'm doing a little walking, but maybe I should do some walking today. So, I don't know. I'm gonna let this kind of melancholy sit for a little bit, and I'll figure it out, and I will. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is today. So, all right, I'm gonna go get some stuff done. So I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey guys, I am going for a walk. Um, Today's just been, I don't know. Yesterday, I basically just got consumed by an indie game. That one game that's like a little tower game or whatever. And then today I was gonna fall down the same path. And I'm like, what am I doing? Um, and I don't know. I need to kind of talk this out while we're doing the walk, because I definitely, being sick, it definitely stopped my momentum a bit, and sorry, what's that noise? Okay, well, whatever. So, my momentum, I don't know, I was really like chugging along while I was on the trip, and then getting sick, I just laid in bed for like a few days, and it's like my mind got fucking wiped. I know that's not what actually happened, but I don't know, it just kind of being back at home and then kind of not having anything happen really kind of fucked me up. And I didn't really realize how I don't know. It's like, what's the word? I just felt like well, the first thing that came to mind was lied to, but that's not really the case. I know I wasn't lied to. But I don't know, it's kind of like I Sorry, I'm just focusing on this hill for a second. I just think that I know there wasn't really any chance for anything to happen this past week, but coming back, it's like in the moment it felt like nothing really changed. It's like I'm still here, still in my room, playing video games, watching random YouTube shit. And obviously I know that was because I was sick. I didn't want to get anyone else sick. And I just kind of felt like I should make sure that I get better fast. And, I did, to be fair. I recovered pretty quickly. And it was kind of like after, what's it called? After I got better. Because, I was feeling like 90% on Saturday. And then Sunday I felt totally better. I had a few nose blowing stuff, but that was it. But not having kind of a deadline to leaving. So it's like, oh, well, I gotta make sure to use the time I have in the new place that I'm at before I leave. And so that definitely was pushing me towards being out more and doing things. And I was a lot less inclined to fuck around on YouTube or my phone, aside from recording videos and uploading them. So I think coming back and then immediately being sick was like the worst combination, because it stopped me in my tracks and it kind of had me settle back into an old routine. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to go out and walk and do things, because I'm just going to sit in my room all day if I don't. Which is why I'm out here. Also, I apologize for, just not really recording much this past week. I feel bad. Obviously, being sick, I'm definitely inclined to not do stuff. But yesterday, forgetting to do the evening stuff, and then just totally getting, fucking transfixed on that game. I ended up just uninstalling it. I'm like, nope. If it's going to tempt me to play it, because I like all the math and the logic and all of that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I just had to get rid of it. I will say also, my ears have been acting kind of strange ever since that plane. It's just, I don't know, they've been acting weird. Anyway, I've been thinking about my plans and also just what it's like I really need to work on purging anything now that I got a better idea of kind of what I'm viewing my life to be and what I want to see in my life. You know, there's the idea, there's a beetle back there. There's the idea of, and I've said it before, of making sure that you, it's not about acting, but it's about being as if the thing is already there, and then you attract the thing. I've talked about this, but I think it is important to remember, because when I'm just doing my daily stuff, it's really easy to kind of get lost in the sauce on whatever I'm doing, to not put too much effort or thought into stuff, and just go on autopilot. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm a little disoriented. I'm just going to say, I feel a little floaty. I'm not super grounded right now. So I'm just letting you guys know that's the standpoint I'm from right now, or I'm coming from. But I think that has to do with really a week of just being in my room, not doing shit. I needed it, but I'm not gonna like it. I don't have to like what ended up happening. But yeah, I will say, it's kind of crazy how mind wiped I felt. And I'll just say, I felt like I was being interfered with in some way. And I'm not saying every single thing that is wrong means someone's interfering with you. That's not it. But it's just a weird haze that I felt immediately after coming back. And like, you know what woke me up today? My roommate was like, "Oh wow, old Tom's back." I'm like, "Wait, what?" And I'm like, "Hold on a minute." And I had to think about it for a second. And I'm like, yeah, I guess technically in that moment I was back because I was staying in my room. I was playing video games, listening to a book, all the classic things I used to do, and I didn't do anything else. I like listening to books, but the books are not my life. They are a part of it, and there's a time and place for them, but it's not the whole day. Getting my walks in. I'm going to be needing to go back to the gym as well. So, keeping that in mind. But, yeah, it's just like, it's like, man, I really did feel like I had like mind fog, but in a weird way of like, it's like memory fog. Like forgetting that I went on a trip and did all of that stuff. 2 trips. And forgetting about my goals, forgetting about the partner. It's not that I forgot about the partner, but there was like this distinct feeling of it was almost like, she's not coming. I was lied to. And I disagree. I wasn't lied to. It's always been June, July from the beginning. And I'm just being impatient, trying to make things happen sooner. Or at least I have been in the past. And so, you know, it was kind of like, there was a moment there where it was like, did I give up on myself? No, I didn't give up on myself, but it definitely felt like all of the underlying stuff that I had done and done the work on felt like I forgot. And that's very weird. Like that I don't know, it just feels wrong. So that's why I say, like, I feel like I've been fucked with in some way. But it doesn't matter. What happened in the past happened in the past. And what matters is my choices going forward. So what are my choices? I'm going to do the filming while I walk. Jesus. Got attacked by like a mosquito or bug or something. That is a huge ass fucking larval thing. I don't know what the fuck that was. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on. Oh my gosh, there's so many fucking gnats. Jesus Christ. So many fucking gnats. Okay. Anyway. Oh, I gotta check the time. 6:53. Okay. It's a bit late in the day. So I'm just making sure that I get back with enough time. I want to be back at the car at like 8:15. I think I started this at like 6:30. So I think that there's a cute little pond I'll show you guys. But I think I'll go to the pond, chill for a couple seconds, talk, and then come back. I'll leave the pond at like 7:15 or wherever. I will turn around at right around 7:15, so I give myself plenty of time, because that'll make me be back at around 8, and that's plenty of time before sunset, I think. Or I guess that'll be a right around sunset, but regardless. So I guess first I need to reaffirm what it is that I want, because I don't want to sit in my room all day. So I'm not going to. That's number one. Number two is I definitely should listen to some, instead of listening to the few VTubers that I started listening to again, or the random Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Tuber stuff, I should listen to these fucking gnats and mosquitoes. Okay. Note to self, come earlier in the day when they're not swarming. Anyway. So I think oh fuck. These things are just getting in my hair and getting in my face and all right. What was I saying? So basically, if I get up in the morning. Oh, right. Getting up in the morning, listening to some channeled messages / some tarot readings, which I have a backlog of stuff I wanted to listen to. But listening to a few of those, and then getting my first meal of the day, which is currently chicken and vegetables, because I had ended up getting was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I ended up getting a whole chicken, and that'll be 4 days worth of chicken, which will be nice. So, so doing that's the staple of pretty much every day. After that, I got some fish. So if I want some fish, I can eat some fish. But I also don't have to eat fish. I can eat something else. I want to get bread, because I think having bread to make some toast, like avocado toast, would be nice. So I'm thinking about that. Let me check time. 6:59. Okay. I also forgot it's 23 minutes on the clock right now. So that means I've walked 23 minutes. So I can keep track of it from here on whatever this is. That'll be how much I have left. So yeah, right around 7:15 is about right to get back at 8 to 8:15. But I still need to, I want to get a GoPro so that I can have a better angle for you guys. So I'll definitely need to do that this week. But, again, what I don't want to do is I don't want to I don't want to plan stuff, because, we've talked about planning in the past, where it's good to have loose goals, but planning specifics isn't necessarily the best idea. So I don't want to do that. I had a weird ass fucking dream yesterday. I think it's supposed to go this way. Yeah. I had a weird ass dream yesterday about solidifying connections, where it was like, I could tell it was like friends or family, or I don't know, there was some connection that was very wispy and ethereal, but I solidified it in my dream. Don't know what that means, but I could feel something being more solid. Anyway, so we're coming up on a little bit of a headache. It just came out of nowhere. Okay. Well, okay, it's good to know that to the what is this? Little pond or lake, that this is right at about 30 minutes. Which, that's decent. It's not spectacular, but this will get me above 10K by the time I get back in steps. I will say I started at basically no steps for the day, so maybe I'll only get 6,000 or 7,000 out of the whole thing. I don't know, we'll see. Okay. I think you can actually drive up to this little area and park your car, but here, let me get a good angle and I'll show you guys. Oh man. Look at this guy. Okay. Oh, sorry, I wasn't in the frame. I figure I could. Yeah, let me flip you guys around. Yeah, so this is a cute little place. Yeah, let me flip you guys back around. I think I'm gonna start heading back sooner rather than later. Let me see. Yeah, might as well. I also don't want to bother people. There's 2 guys fishing, I think, and there's some person on a boat. But anyway, so yeah, so that's a nice little area. It's good to just sit and think. You have like a chair. Maybe I'll bring a chair next time. But there's like a little log you can sit on. That's nice. But all right. Sorry. Okay. Okay. I'm good now. I'm good now. Whew. So, what was I saying? I need to blow my nose. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Reverse flashbang. Shadows. Shadow bang? Anyway. Okay. So, I guess I talked about the overall kind of overarching thought. The main things that I need to get done. I need to consolidate my stuff even more because it's mostly consolidated, but I know I can do a better job. The wires box is a great example. I don't need a whole ass wire box. So I can donate 90% of that box and just keep the CDs and stuff that I want to keep. But, I don't even need to really keep all of those WoW stuff. They're a little sentimental, but I could probably let them go. But so I wanna do more of that. Then I also want to do at least 3 days a week, longer hikes. This is a shorter hike. You know, you guys have seen me walk an hour both ways. Now, to be fair, I have to rest after about an hour of walking, but those were good. I really enjoyed those long walks where we get to talk. So doing those, I'm thinking 3 days a week is a sweet spot. So we can do 3 days of walking mixed with 3 days of gym. And then on the days I do gym, maybe I'll do the 30-minute, what's it called? Maybe I can do the 30-minute little loop. But either way, either that or I could try and do like basketball or racquetball or something. But yeah. So there's that. Those are my like activities that I want to do as a baseline. And I'll have to tweak it to see how that level of activity goes. Where do I have enough rest to do that level of activity? And if not, I'll tweak it as I go. Food-wise, main protein source chicken. I get vegetables. Like my main meal will be vegetables, 2 pieces of chicken, and what's it called? Maybe some walnuts. I tried AG1 yesterday. It's kind of like inoffensive in terms of taste. It's not good, but it's not the worst thing I've ever tasted. And the main thing that was gross was that I didn't blend it enough. So there was a lot of chunks of the powder still. So I know it would have tasted better if I had blended it all. So, lesson learned. You can't blend it with just a spoon. Thinking about getting like a little hand blender. But yeah. My sleep, I definitely want to be lights out, no music or sounds or whatever by 12, which I haven't really been doing. I have been turning off my my headphones at a certain point. So I'm not falling asleep with the headphones on. Fuck. God damn, they're just so aggressive. It's like, fuck off. Anyway. So I'm thinking those are the foundations. And then like every day working a little bit on maybe doing like, I have a bunch of drawers that are filled with random bullshit that I need to clear out. That plus the wire box. And then, I have a bunch of excess bathroom stuff, which, maybe I'll just keep it and give it to my buddy when he moves in. I also think they think I'm not moving, which sounds crazy, but I'm definitely moving. So it's like, yeah. That's the one thing I'm 100% sure on. I need to blow my nose again. Hold on. Well, I fucked that up. I accidentally shut off my phone because I couldn't see anything because it was black. Of course it was. So anyway, where was I? Right. So I'm thinking about, just getting the base stuff figured out and really shaving it down to where I could move in a day. Literally just put everything in my car and be done. That's the goal. In terms of stuff that's on the bigger side, like my bed, I don't know what's going to happen with those. I guess when I'm getting closer, I'll know. But for now, I'm not really worried about it. I still don't have any, invitations or places to go that has this suit that I'm getting made. I don't know where any of that's going to happen. So I'm sure when the time is right, it'll show up. A little beetle guy. Seen so many beetles today. But yeah. I think this idea of trusting And really, it's not even trusting. Like, that's part of it for sure. But it's like the letting go. You know, I've struggled with this. You guys have seen me struggle. But I think it's important to point out really how far I've come in letting go. Because yeah, I'm struggling a little bit with the loss of momentum, but this was never about momentum. This is about solid steadiness. Having a foundation to fall back on when things don't work out the way you anticipated or whatever, to where in spite of everything you can trust and you can keep going even when you don't see where things might end up or the path. You just keep walking. It's the bridge analogy of walking from one invisible step to another. And surely at this point, I'm very close. Which I think is why there's so much resistance when it comes to keeping my mental state. Because it's like, you know, there's negative energy flowing around in the house, and I could feel myself getting caught back up and having to alchemize it. And I'm like, no, that's not my job. And I think that's also another part of why I almost fell back into this do nothing and play games, because when you're alchemizing everyone else's problems and everyone else's energy, I don't know. You just, what am I fucking trying to say? When you alchemize other people's energy, it's hard for you to do things for yourself because you don't have the energy. That's what I'm trying to say. And inevitably, it's unsustainable to keep doing that. This is why it's so important to keep the energy that you have to alchemize to yours only, and kind of splitting off that energy. And yeah, I don't know. I think that's crucial. I forgot about this hill. Hold on, let me blow my nose. Tissue. All right. Oh, I'm almost done. I'll tell you how many steps I do when I'm done. But okay. But yeah, keeping the energy separate. And I think the thing that I'm now learning is how to exist in that place where it was like, how do you treat someone with care while also protecting your energy? I think the answer is simply you listen and you let go. Listening and letting go. Because as long as you're keeping yourself in a state of fuck, is there something in my eye? There's all these fucking fuzzy things. Okay, if you're in a state of letting go and simply listening, then you'll have the ability to hear and feel the energy that's yours versus the energy that's not yours. Easier. And it doesn't mean you have to be defensive. And I think this is where, in the past, I think part of it is my attitude towards my roommates wasn't necessarily bad, but I was very intolerant of the negative fucking words and negative verbiage. But understanding their point of view and then allowing to basically be like the breeze and float past all of the energy and be ephemeral. I think that is a better state to be in. That way then I don't have to correct behavior or say, hey, I don't like this, because it doesn't actually go through me. It doesn't actually get absorbed by me. So they can say whatever they want, and I just exist as is. And I think that is the state I'm learning to be in. And it's actually quite easy once you kind of switch your train of thought. But the hard part is the figuring out, oh, this is maybe, like, you don't have to try and police negative thoughts, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they have the negative thoughts or not. I can let the negative thoughts flow past me. I don't have to be a sponge. And I think that, and that mindset shift, that's important. I think I'm at the final stretch here. The hill. But yeah. So that's kind of, I think that's what I'm going to work from this point forward, is flow and being ephemeral. Gotta blow my nose again. Hold on one sec. Okay. Whew. I will say, having hills and dealing with uneven surfaces definitely increases the difficulty of a walk. So, even though this might not have been as many steps, I think the terrain boosts the difficulty a bit. So, that's something to keep in mind. All right, here we go. I don't know what the rest of the day is gonna look like. Well, I say that. I meant to say the rest of the week. But getting the pillars in place, that's important. By the way, as a tip for anyone who is just trying to start doing hikes or whatnot, whenever you're walking on uneven footing, or when there's a lot of rocks that can slide, especially if you're going down a really steep hill, it's better for you to have your weight on your heels rather than your toes, because if you have them on your heels, the worst thing that can happen is you can fall back into the hill and you can dig your heels in to slow yourself down. But if you're forward, you can easily trip and fall forward. And that's how you fucking die. Especially if it's a really, really steep, long hill. You can just destroy yourself. So, also, paying attention to every step you take on those. because it's easy to get distracted or overconfident and to make a mistake. And it's one mistake. You make one mistake, and that can really affect you in a negative way in the long term. Even if you don't like hurt yourself in a huge way, you could twist your leg. There's all sorts of like things that can happen that'll make, depending on where you fell, it'll make it very hard to get back or to get help. So just keeping that in the back of your head. Nothing to be like afraid of. It's just like, you know, especially for longer hikes like this is not really anything, but for longer hikes, actually having maybe a backpack. Sorry, I was knocking away all the gnats or something. Anyway, I'm gonna go, but before I do, this will be the last thing for the day because it's so late. But yeah, it's what I thought. 6,400. So this is a good walk, but you know, I didn't do much else. So this will just keep me at parity. But anyway, have a good night. You know, expect more stuff in the future in this next week. I've made it out. I've made it out of the fucking the trap that was coming back and it's fucking doing nothing. So, all right, I'm back. See ya.